Okay. Okay, we'll reconvene the meeting of Dublin City Council. I just want to take a quick opportunity to thank my fellow council members for their support. It is truly an honor to serve with you and serve for you, and I look forward to the next 2 years serving in this capacity. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the vote of confidence. Citizen comments, we don't have anybody that signed in, correct? So we will move to the consent agenda. If any council member requests that an item be removed, please say so. Are there any requests?
I'll move to approve. Second.
Dan?
Ms. Salee.
Yes.
Mr. Lechleiter.
Yes.
Mr. Reiner.
Yes.
Mr. Keenan.
Yes.
Ms. Ambrose Grooms.
Yes.
Ms. Saludo.
Yes.
And Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Ordinance 9615.
Authorizing provision of certain incentives to Heritage Wealth Partners, LLC, to induce it to retain and expand an office and associated operations and workforce within the city, authorizing execution of an economic development agreement.
Ms. Ray?
Very good. Good evening, Mayor and members of City Council. Just to recap from the first reading in December, the proposed Heritage Wealth Partners Economic Development Agreement is a 4-year, 12% performance incentive on withholdings collected on employees. That's capped at $3,600 for the term of the agreement, so through the end of 2020. So in return, Heritage Wealth Partners agrees to add 2 jobs, and the city will net approximately $18,659 in income tax withholdings revenue over the 4-year term of this project. And the company will also be using a $2,500 relocation grant as they work to move into their new corporate headquarters, which they're planning to construct at the Camden office building campus over on Emerald Parkway. And with us this evening is Matthew Keys, the president of Heritage Wealth Partners. Thanks.
Mr. Keys? Sure, please. If you could just state your name and your address for the record, please.
My name is Matthew Keys. My address is 5990 Venture Drive, Suite B. That's Dublin, Ohio, 43017. I'm currently leasing property in Dublin and have been doing so since 2008. My company has been growing exponentially since 2004. And so we're looking to move. We're looking around the area, either in Dublin, Upper Arlington, Worthington, or Grandview. And we settled on Dublin because it is close to many of our existing clients. We do like it here. I love the area, and we're 20 minutes away from pretty much everything. So we did decide to go to just right off of Emerald Parkway, just down the street. In Camden Square, I think it's called, 6215. And hopefully that project should be done by mid-March. And that building itself is about 4,000 square feet. For right now, it looks like we're going to be taking up about 2,200 square feet. And we look to continue expanding. And I think you said 2 employees. We'll easily take care of that. So.
Great. Council have any questions? Tim?
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company, what you do?
Heritage Wealth Partners, it's a wealth management firm. I'm brokered through Linsco Private Ledger. We have clients not only here in Ohio, but all over the country. We specifically work mainly with retirees and small businesses around the area, helping them with financial matters, either through retirement plans or their existing IRAs, 401ks, things of that nature. We've pretty much dialed into just simply that. We used to do all the things like insurance and health care and all those other things, but we primarily just do wealth management at this point. Heritage Wealth Partners is named that because we partner up with other firms that do things that we don't. So if you need an estate plan, we have attorneys that we utilize for that. If you need a mortgage broker, we have people who do that, or taxes, or things of that nature. And that's basically what we do.
Anybody else?
Fantastic.
Thank you for growing here in Dublin.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
we motion for the,
Just
Ian,
call.
call the roll.
Ms. Ambrose Grooms?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reiner?
Yes.
Mr. Lucklider?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
Ms. Aludo?
Yes.
Ms. Salee?
Yes.
Mr. Keenan?
yes,
Ordinance 9715, Ann?
Authorizing provision of certain incentives to Updocs LLC to induce it to retain and expand an office and associated operations and workforce within the city, authorizing execution of an economic development agreement.
Ms. Ray?
Okay, hello again. Again, just to recap from the first reading in December, the UpDocs Economic Development Agreement includes a 3-year, 10% performance incentive on withholdings, capped at $40,000 over the term of the agreement. And in consideration, UpDocs is planning to add 72 new employees from their current 48 employees by the end of 2019, and they are planning to execute a minimum 5-year lease here in Dublin. In return, and the city will net approximately $639,077 in income tax withholding over the 5-year period of the project. And with us this evening is Chief Financial Officer Heather Mills, and as she makes her way up here, I wanted to recognize UpDocs. In October, they were named by Rev1 Ventures, presented the award for fastest growing company coming out of that organization. So thanks so much.
Good evening, Ms. Mills. Welcome. Could you state your name for the record and your address?
Thank you. Yes, Heather Mills, 5500 France Road, Suite 120, Dublin, Ohio, 43017. To give you a little bit of background on UpDocs, we're the nation's leading healthcare connectivity and communications platform. And so what that means is that we connect various aspects of healthcare, such as doctors' offices, patients, pharmacies, hospitals, and allow them to securely communicate and more effectively and efficiently communicate with each other. Our solutions include patient portals, patient payments, electronic faxing, secure emails, and appointment reminders. So it allows doctors to spend less time on administrative items and more time caring for their patients. And it also allows patients to connect with their doctors in times and hours that are convenient to them. They can get online, schedule appointments, they can download their lab results, send secure emails to their doctors. So we allow, we think, more efficient communications in the healthcare industry. We have been in Dublin for several years now. We're currently located at 5500 France Road. Prior to that, we were at 94 North High. And we've appreciated and enjoyed our partnership with Dublin so far and are looking to expand that in the future. We're outgrowing our space. We're growing quickly. We added 20 employees just in 2015 and look to continue that growth in the future.
Council question?
yeah. Are they using any of our fiber at all, or it sounds like with what they're doing, the communication side, et cetera, that would be?
At this time, they're not. They would certainly be eligible for a 100 gigabit project, so we'll probably take that up with them in the future.
That might be something you want to look into as you consider expanding into another location. So, yeah, very good.
That was
Thank
my
you.
question. Are you planning on staying at 5500 France, or are you going to be moving?
We will be moving. We anticipate by the end of 2016 we'll have outgrown our space. So we are looking primarily at the Bridge Street project. With being at 94 North High previously and the building coming down, we really enjoyed that area and are looking forward to potentially going back to that space.
Great.
I'm just curious. So were you founded and your first location at 94 North High?
We were founded by just a few individuals, and they were in some various office locations before that, but 94 North High was kind of our first corporate location, yes.
Were you there then?
I was not, no.
Okay. But what a great story.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and also your interest in the new Bridge Street district. That's really interesting. Thank
Yeah, it
you.
looks like a great project.
Speaks to a lot of the reasons why we headed in that direction to begin with. So that's the demographic that wants to be there.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ms. Mills. Anything else? Ann, please call the roll.
Ms. Aludo?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reiner?
Yes.
Ms. Salee?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Lucklider?
Yes.
Mr. Keenan?
Yes.
Ms. Ambrose Grooms?
Yes.
Ordinance 9815.
Authorizing provision of certain incentives to CareWorks Limited to induce it to retain and expand offices and its affiliated entities, associated operations and workforce within the city, authorizing execution of an economic development agreement.
Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor Peterson. I almost got her on. I think about that. Yeah, I was looking at you, Mike, too, at the same time. So to summarize, the economic development agreement for you is a 15% performance incentives through 2025, which is capped at a little over $1.8 million for the term of agreement. The company will retain 1,185 jobs and create 250 jobs by the end of 2027. This agreement also is an extension of the Dublin IRU agreement through 2027, which corresponds with their new lease agreement that they are considering. No further comments. I do have a representative of the company here as well. I'd ask Dennis to come to the mic.
Dennis Duchesne, 5555 Glendon Court. Well, first, the CareWorks family of companies and our parent company, York Risk Services Group, would like to thank the Dublin City Council and the economic development team, including Colleen and Jeremiah, for your willingness to provide economic incentives in support of our expansion right here in Dublin. You know, we've been established in Dublin CareWorks since 1996. We've continued to grow, moved through a couple locations, and we're currently located in 3 buildings at 5500 Glendon, 555 Glendon, and 5000 Bradenton, where we have some of our employees from our new parent company, York Risk Services Group. And we believe that this economic development agreement will help us to retain and also to create jobs in support of our planned growth in a couple of our businesses. Primarily, we do see growth in the next 10 years within our CareWorks absence management business, a growing business here that does leave administration nationwide. And we also see significant growth within our CareWorks Technologies platform as well. Those are our 2 growth platforms for the next couple of years. So again, we consider the City of Dublin to be a true partner for many years, and we look forward to the continued growth here in Dublin. So again, on behalf of the employees at CareWorks, I'd like to say thank you for consideration of this economic development agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Duchesne. Any questions for Mr. Gracia or Mr. Duchesne from council?
Just curious, so how are you getting along with the I-270-33 interchange? Are people doing okay?
I think it's just fine. I really haven't heard anything
Good.
negative about it.
We've had I know our staff's worked very hard from a communication perspective, and I know we work very closely with the businesses like yours to communicate the routes and so forth, so.
I could vouch for you that we send that out to all of our employees, all of the updates from Dublin in terms of what's.
No, we're almost there, so stay tuned.
If I could, did you found this company?
I did not. It was Bill Pfeiffer back in 1996.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a great story, and we're glad you're here. And if you're who I think you are, our daughters went to preschool at First Community together. Does that ring a bell?
It doesn't.
Okay. Do you have a daughter?
I do.
Did she go to First Community?
She did not.
Oh, well. It must have been the other guy.
It's still a great story.
It's still a great story anyway.
Anything else? Thank you, Jeremiah. Anything else from anybody? Ann, please call roll.
Mr. Lucklider?
Yes.
Mr. Keenan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reiner?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
Ms. Salee?
Yes.
Ms. Saludo?
Yes.
And Ms. Ambrose Grooms?
Yes.
Ordinance 9915.
This is authorizing the city manager to execute necessary conveyance documents to acquire a 0.263 acre more or less permanent easement, a 0.254 acre more or less permanent easement, 0.061 acre more or less temporary easement, and a 0.091 acre more or less temporary easement from the Country Club at Muirfield Village for the property located along Glick Road for construction of the Glick Road shared use path.
Dana?
Yes, good evening, members of council. The City of Dublin is preparing to construct a shared use connection path adjacent to Glick Road as part of Section 1 of the Glick Road Shared Use Path Project. And the Country Club at Muirfield Village owns property from which the city desires 2 permanent easements and 2 temporary easements. And after engaging in amicable discussions, they've agreed to donate the property interests to the city at no cost. Staff recommends council approve ordinance 9915 so that we can get underway with this construction. I also want to just say thank you to the Country Club at Muirfield Village for their donation of this property.
It's very much appreciated. Council, have any questions?
No, but I just want to say that we've had really good relations with not only the country club at Muirfield, but all the residents who donated all the right-of-ways for all the bicycle trail extensions, and without asking for a penny. And I think we all appreciate that, because we've seen a lot of the other in this room.
Anything else? Anyone? Ann?
Ms. Ambrose Grooms?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reiner?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Keenan?
Yes.
Ms. Aludo?
Yes.
Ms. Salee?
Yes.
Mr. Lucklider?
Yes.
Staff comment, Dana?
Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations to Councilmember Aludo and Councilmember Ambrose Grooms. And on behalf of staff, I wish to congratulate you on your new endeavor here on City Council, and also to all of City Council. Look forward to working with you all towards an exciting 2016, and congratulations to Mayor Peterson and Vice Mayor Reiner on behalf of staff. A few items I'd like to just go over tonight. First of all, several items that were in your packet. Memo regarding council goal setting and retreat. Just as a reminder that that's a tradition that we've kept, and certainly from staff's perspective, we'd like to do that again this year. There's a number of topics that we would like to have discussions about relative to that, and we can certainly offer some of those from our point of view, and I'm sure you'll have several of your own. So as you form your administrative committee, we'll be happy to work with whoever that might be to get that going. Also, you'll notice that we did put in that same memo some suggestions regarding council workshops. I'd like to suggest that we do a few of those this year, particularly in the first quarter. There's a number of topics listed in there that we'd also like to discuss at either of these venues. So just wanted to make sure to point that out. A couple other items that were in the packet. It is the 100-year celebration of the council manager form of government, and Westerville will be sponsoring a celebration of that, the city of Westerville, and that'll be at Otterbein College, I believe. And certainly, if any of you would like to attend that, there's information about it in the packet. Just let us know. I know that's during the day, during the work week, which might make it a little bit difficult, but if you can make that, certainly like to see you there. Also, there's reference to a visit to Carmel, Indiana. The purpose of that is to do some benchmarking. That's a city that we've observed some of the projects and things that are going on there, so some staff is going over, and we certainly invite any council members that would like to go as well. That actually was initiated by Dublin Convention and Visitors Bureau. Some of us have been to Carmel before. I've been there a couple times myself, so appreciate Scott Dring initiating that and taking various groups, be it the Arts Council, Convention and Visitors Bureau, city, so forth, over there to do some benchmarking would be a good thing. We also reference well, let me do a couple other things first. Well, I tell you what, let me jump to the Wellness Center update. So there's a Wellness Center update. We committed to you a while back that we would keep you apprised of that dialogue with Ohio University and Ohio Health. So that memo is in there as well. A couple of us are going to Colorado to take a look at the University of Colorado Anschutz Health and Wellness Center. Obviously, there's a physical plant aspect to that, but even equally or not, if not more so, some programmatic things that they're doing that we'd like to take a look at there as well. So again, it's the opportunity to benchmark and consider the innovations that are going on there, and that's cited as one of the forward-leaning type programs of that nature. I'd like to introduce, now you know Nancy Richardson, started with us a week ago in my office. I think as I explained to you, we filled that position. Nancy, are you back there? I think they all know Nancy. But Nancy, a lot of her role will be in support to myself and to City Council on ceremonial issues and things like that. And I've shared that with you in what that role will do. I also want to introduce Candy Jones. Candy, if you could just maybe stand up and raise your hand. Candy's my new executive assistant, so if you call my office, you'll get Candy, and I just wanted you to put a face to the name. So just to point out on your calendar, because we haven't had a lot of discussion about that lately, the Martin Luther King Remembrance event that's scheduled on Martin Luther King Day, Councilmember Gerber's reception on the calendar, and also you'll note on the calendar there's a Muirfield Civic Association meeting that's on your calendar for your awareness. You would certainly be welcoming to attend that, but Michelle Crandall is going to do a presentation to them at their invitation. Since I'll be out of town, she's going to present kind of what's going on, what we see going on in 2016. Last but not least, I want to congratulate Angel and Team Finance on the CAFR award that they received, and congratulations, Angel, and appreciate all the great professionalism and work that you and your team do. And other than questions, that's all I have.
Do you have any questions?
Just comment on the trip to Carmel, Indiana.
Yes, sir.
And as a team, we all went south and planning and zoning and city council, and examined two really model cities, which really changed sort of a development pattern for our city from those trips. Is there anything specifically that you have for us that you're interested in us looking at Carmel, and how important is it for the entire city council to go and the planning and zoning staff?
Yeah, I think the few things that I know about Carmel, I know that Scott's focus is the Convention and Visitors Bureau aspect. They also have a very robust arts council. They have a performing arts center, which is which a couple of us have seen before. They also have some developments similar to Bridge Street, some of the denser living and so forth. So it's all that combined that different people will be taking a look at.
Okay.
So the date on that's coming up pretty quickly, so if anybody on council is interested in going, they probably need to
Yeah.
apprise you of that. It's like the 9th?
Can I ask, Dave, is it the day of the 9th and then overnight and then the day of the 10th, or how,
Yeah.
it's all day on the 9th? But
They take a city van over or whatever, probably.
And the 9th is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Any idea off the top of your head?
we could just peek at the calendar.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday,
It's a Tuesday, Wednesday.
So it is driven by the Convention Visitor
is.
Bureau. So if anybody has an interest, you probably need to sign up pretty quick.
And we're responding at their invitation, but we appreciate that opportunity, so.
Staff's going. We have staff.
Yes,
that
we
will
have
be there.
staff going.
Is it meeting with city officials in Carmel or just the convention?
There's a suggestion to meet with counterparts there, so they're prepared to do that. So I think, from a staff perspective, I know, as an example, I think Angel's going, and to look at some of the financial aspects of some of the various projects that they've done. So the city has said if you're going to be bringing elected officials or staff members, that they'd be happy to have a counterpart available. Same with Convention and Visitors Bureau and Arts Council.
So this is a sooner rather than later kind of thing. We should let them know.
Correct, yes. You can jump on as we're leaving the parking lot, it's fine. But I mean, that's, no, seriously, I mean, it's okay if you don't know till the last minute, we'll make those accommodations, it's fine.
Okay.
And again, it's middle of the week, 2 days, I know it's hard to do, but wanted to make sure you were aware of it and that you're certainly invited to come along.
Thanks.
Or if you have certain things you want us to look at on your behalf, or, let us know that as well. If you can't go, and we'll certainly ferret those things out and bring that information back.
I'm interested in the Performing Arts Center and how they funded it, and maybe I know there were some articles in the paper, some that were less than flattering about how that all went down. So maybe you could give us a little backdrop on that when you get back.
It's a very big performing arts center with
Yes.
a lot of funding behind it. So it's not, I don't know that that's quite the level of what we've ever talked about here, but nonetheless, it's something to benchmark off of and lessons learned and so forth, so.
That's a city with a very interesting architectural requirements, as I recall, right?
Yes,
Very
very much so.
unusual and-
It's very similar to Dublin in my experience. I've been through there a couple times, and you see a lot of similarities, I think, between the communities and its relationship to Indianapolis, as well as the type of development, the mix of development, and some of the trend things that they're doing are similar to the things that we're doing. So it's just it would be a good place to benchmark off of.
Some of our local business people have suggested it's easier getting things done there than it is here. That would be an interesting conversation to find out what those are, in fact, if they're even.
But yeah, that's one of the things we're.
If in fact they're even accurate or not. That's, yeah, so, thank you.
Any other questions from anybody? Okay, moving on.
Ready?
Council committee reports. I guess, Jennifer, you would like a motion on, can we do all of
Yes.
rundown? I can just read the whole list and
Yes.
then move forward.
One motion.
Okay, then I guess I would make a motion for the appointment of the following individuals to the following committees. The Administrative Committee Chairman Mike Keenan, Member Tim Lickletter, Member Amy Saleh. Community Development Committee Chairman John Reiner, Member Chris Ambrose Grooms, Member Christina Aludo. Finance Committee Chairman Mike Keenan, Member Tim Lickletter, Member Christina Aludo. Public Services Committee Chairman Amy Saleh, Member Chris Ambrose Grooms, Member John Reiner. Dublin Arts Council Representative, John Reiner. Dublin Board of Education, if we're expanding that to 2 people from 1, can we just make 2 appointments? Chris Ambrose Grooms and Christina Aludo. The Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission Representative, Tim Lickletter. Planning and Zoning Commission Representative, Amy Saleh. The Logan Union Champaign Regional Planning Commission Representative, Tim Lickletter. The Northwest 33 Innovation Corridor Representative, Tim Lickletter. And I will be the Washington Township Liaison. I make a motion for the appointment of all of those individuals.
I'll second the motion.
Ann?
Ms. Saleh?
Yes.
Mr. Keenan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reiner?
Yes.
Ms. Ambrose Grooms?
Yes.
Ms. Aludo?
Yes.
Mr. Lucklider?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes. Okay, does anybody have any committee report or any representative of any of those entities to report from activity from last year? Probably Tim, you and Amy.
I just wanted to report that the American Planning Association is going to have their annual convention in Phoenix, Arizona, April 2nd through 5th. And if you have any interest in that, our planning staff, well, actually, Ann handles the travel arrangements and such, but our planning staff would be happy to fill you in. But that is always a really great opportunity to learn all sorts of things about planning. Talked a little bit about Phoenix and what they have going on. I said in our meeting the other night, I have in mind, I visited Phoenix years and years ago, and it's just, I'm thinking sprawl. But I guess they're doing a lot of things in their downtown, a lot of innovative things similar to what we're doing in terms of revitalizing their downtown Bridge Street type development. There are a lot of things there that are interesting. I always find when I attended Seattle's APA last year, the tours were the most interesting thing because they have lots of neighborhoods and lots of interesting development that was very relevant to things that were happening in Dublin. But our planning staff assures me that there are equally interesting things going on in Phoenix. And of course, it's very sunny there, which is appealing as well. So anyway, if you're interested in attending, feel free to reach out to me or planning staff, and I can fill you in on more information.
I know when we looked at it last year, didn't work for me timing-wise, but Ann gave us a link that was very helpful. There's a link to the APA that will give you the program, what's going on, the different
Absolutely.
tours, the classes that will be there, and so forth. So you might want to get that out to everybody so they
Yeah,
can
if
get
you could-
online, check it out.
Perfect.
If I could just offer an endorsement, I attended APA both as a planning commissioner and as a city council member, and over the years, you've heard me say this, but I highly encourage council members, whether you've gone before or not, I think it's a very worthwhile thing to attend. So if you can find the time in your schedule, I think it's very worthwhile.
Amy, what were the dates again?
April 2nd through 5th. Begins on a Saturday and ends on a Tuesday, I believe.
It's on your calendar.
Anyone else? Tim?
I won't say too much about what's been going on with the innovation, the 33 Innovation Corridor issues, because Dana's going to make a presentation at the next council meeting, only to say what I expect you already know, and that is that the Jerome Township trustees approved the Jackman Farms rezoning by a 2-to-1 vote. So anyway, I'll comment more at our next meeting.
Anyone else?
Just in terms of upcoming on admin, we're going to need to get some dates together for the retreat. We've been focusing on February, early March. What did we do last year?
Those are the tentative, those are dates we tossed out, was focus February and March.
Okay, so maybe I'll send an email around. At some point, we're going to have to get our calendars together. It's always the hardest thing to do. And I don't know what council's pleasure is going to be, but we've been doing, what, a half day and then a full day, or a full day and
Usually do an evening
an
dinner
evening
and then
dinner
a full day.
and then a full day? So usually a Friday night and then an all-day Saturday? Is that what we did last year?
Typically,
Thursday
the
night,
past few days, past few years, we've done Thursday
Thursday.
evening and then all day
Okay.
Friday.
So if that works for everybody, we'll continue to plan on a Thursday evening and then a Friday all day.
And the other thing is for, I'm sorry, go ahead. For council members to be thinking about topics and things of interest.
Right.
And
And I'll cover that in an email that we send out, but
Yeah.
we need to get on there's going to be a lot of things on your calendars, as you're probably finding out.
You don't have a life now.
No.
Mike, I was just going to say that while in recent years or past years, a number of years, we've had the Thursday evening dinner and meeting, and Friday, it's been, during my tenure on council, it's been done both ways, where
Right.
we began on Friday evening and met on Saturday. So, and staff has offered those dates, both combinations, to us, so.
Well, for me, I personally would prefer to have use Saturday up for the whole day, but that's,
Yeah, me too.
anybody else?
Prefer to use Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Anybody else?
So,
Friday night.
You want to weigh in on it?
anyway, Mike, to your point, I mean, I'll be responding, to all of you with the suggested dates later this evening.
Okay, very good. That's all.
Anybody else on anything from last year? Okay, council roundtable is Ambrose Grooms.
Well, I just wanted to thank you all for welcoming me to City Council. Appreciate that, and really looking forward to getting up to speed and serving with all of you. There's a few things that I do want to start discussing collectively, things that I would like to see happen in our city. It sounds like those might be most appropriate to bring up for discussion at our retreat. So I will wait for some information on where to, I'm assuming there'll be an agenda set with that, and perhaps we'd all have an opportunity to weigh in on the agenda or things that we would like to see on the agenda. Greg, I will get you the things that I would like to discuss on that agenda. And again, thank you. I'm very pleased to be here with all of you.
Great, thank you. Ms. Ludo?
I'll just repeat a little bit about what Chris said. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you to the members of the public who voted us in to these seats where we now have no life. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. It's really a great honor, and staff as well. Thank you.
Mike?
Now, Danny, you congratulated everybody but me. I kind of felt left out, so
Congratulations.
thank you. Nothing like
Actually,
begging
congratulations
for a
on.
compliment.
Congratulations on not being mayor. I think that, as he said.
You're here.
that's-
Just real quickly, Megan, I know we had a challenge today with the snow removal and such, and appreciate you and your staff out there. One thing we've done in the past, I think I'd like to suggest that we do again as we get through this winter season, maybe in a 2 or 3 weeks, is meet collectively over there one morning, do the coffee donuts and with the guys. We have the whole crews come in. We thank them for their hard work and effort. It looked like we weren't going to have any snow for a while. But if we could think about getting a date on the calendar that makes sense to do, it's a lot of fun. I think the guys appreciate it, and it's something I'd like to see us do. The conditions today were with the snow came, and then kind of got it off, and you get the salt down, and then the sun comes out and it melts it, and then it freezes with these low temperatures. So it's really a challenging. So we're all probably going to hear a little bit from people about their sliding around in their subdivision, but a lot of it really is not to do with our crews as much as it is with just a very unusual set of circumstances, the way things fell. So, as you know, very seldom is everybody happy. So, but we appreciate your efforts, and we applaud your staff and crew for their work. Thank you.
Would you mind if I interject? I appreciate that you brought up snow removal, and I had it on my list here and looked right over it. I want to remind our residents 2 things. One is the Snow Go site, I'll call it, on our website, that they can go, residents can go there through our website to Snow Go and see the status of snow removal in the city. And we've been working real hard with the GPS and everything on our vehicles to make sure that that's up and operating. And then the second thing is to remind residents and the traveling public about staying clear of snowplows, and to give our snowplow drivers a good, safe distance. That's a lot of tonnage rolling down the road, and I have the highest confidence in our drivers, but, when they're plowing, and sometimes that thing can be hard to control, and the further you stay away from it, the better. So I just want to recommend that to our residents. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say if you've ever ridden in one, you have an appreciation for, it's a lot of metal. And, for the cars, that's to stay clear. That's really important. I mean, That's an unbelievable job that our snowplow drivers do, how they maneuver around traffic and parked cars and with cars cutting them off or following them too closely and so forth. I mean, that's a lot of machinery to be operating. It's a huge responsibility. So, yeah, I would echo your sentiments, Dana.
And, you've ridden in one, and Amy has actually driven one, so just
Yeah.
to point that out.
Is that it? Mike? Amy? Tim?
Just wanted to welcome our newest members. Looking forward to a productive year and happy to have you on board.
John?
I want to thank you, Mayor Keenan, for serving for 2 years. It was a lot of work, and you did a great job. And I think you did a super job just promoting the image of the city, both nationally and internationally for a small city. So
Thank you.
you took to the road and really worked hard in our behest. So thank you very much. I want to congratulate you, Greg, on becoming the mayor and filling in that work spot that Mike once filled. And I want to welcome Christina and Christy. So to one of them, I think financially one of the most successful cities in the state, and a city that's very proud of its city services and its high quality of life. And I know both of you guys, and borrow an Amy Segle thing, blood runs green, and you're totally invested in this effort. So welcome.
That it?
That's it.
Well, it's an interesting evening when we started out with the tribute to Mr. Mauer. He was really representative of democracy, and this whole transition that we've gone through now is just an amazing testament to the system that we have and this city that has risen up in the midst of that system. It is truly an unbelievable, awesome thing to watch, and it is a humbling thing to be part of. From Mike down, I admire you so much, Mike, and all the time and energy that you've given the city and the dedication in filling your spot will be impossible to do, but I will do the very best that I am capable of doing. And Amy and Tim and John, it's been such an honor to serve with you over the last couple of years, and a truly humbling experience. And to the new Christina and Chris, I'm looking forward to working with you guys. So we sort of have the future over here, and it is just a really incredible thing to see the city grow and continue to progress as it is doing. So I appreciate your support and look forward to the opportunity of working with you guys in the future. If there is nothing else, the meeting is adjourned.